Hi, my name is Miss McDerby, as many of you already know, and I teach business in Coláiste Ciaran. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to speak to you about choosing business as a Leaving Cert subject next year. What is business? Business is concerned with understanding the environment in which the business operates. And as a business student, you're encouraged to show enterprise and initiative, which you may apply in your further education and in your personal and working life. Some of the units that we study in 5th year and 6th year business are people in business, enterprise, management, business in action, the domestic environment, and the international environment. In those units, there's several different topics that we look at. So we look at marketing, we look at planning, we look at finance, we look at legislation, we look at ethics, we look at the EU. So there's a range of different topics within those units that you will get to study. For the assessment part, the assessment is broken up into 3 sections. Section 1 is short answered questions, where you need to answer 8 of 10 questions. Section 2 is what's called the applied business question, or the ABQ, and this is for higher level students. This is where you're given a comprehension on a real life situation and you have to apply your theory to it. Section 3 is long answered questions based on the theory of business, but as again, you would use real life examples to back up that theory. So why choose business? Well, if you're a student that likes theory-based subjects, you've done 3 years of secondary school, you know the kind of subjects you're into. If you like the theory-based ones, business is one of those subjects. You learn a lot of new vocabulary that is useful not only in school, but also in your working and adult life. Are you interested in current issues about the world around us, about the business world around us? On my own Twitter page, I constantly share articles related to Leaving Cert business. Are you interested in being self-employed, working for yourself? Because you will learn how to become an entrepreneur, the skills, the characteristics of being an entrepreneur. If you're currently studying junior cycle business and it's a subject that you really enjoy or that you like, well then you should choose business. When should you not choose business? So if you think it's an easy subject, it's not, but no subject at Leaving Cert would be easy. You have to be willing to work hard. If you didn't like it for your junior cert or junior cycle, don't pick it. Okay, because you've another 2 years, there's probably other range of subjects that would be more to your preference. I've on this slide here, if you didn't take it for junior cycle. That isn't always the case. I've plenty of students who haven't done junior cert business who are now in my business class in both 5th and 6th year. So it is something that you can take up, but you have to be willing to put the work in. Don't pick it because you didn't like one of your previous subjects. Pick it because you really have an interest in it. Talk to someone who is already doing it. Ask me for questions about it. Maybe take a book, have a look at a book. So if you haven't done it before, there would be some recommendations I would make if you wanted to take it up. If you've no interest in how the world works or how the business world works, then this isn't the subject for you. And finally, if you don't like writing detailed answers, as I said earlier, there's a lot of theory in it. And when it comes to the long answered questions, they're really specific on how they want those questions answered, and they're very detailed. So if that's not for you and you prefer more of an active, more of a practical subject, I wouldn't choose business. But otherwise, it's a great subject. So what kind of career paths could you go into if you study business? Well, enterprise is one. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, an accountant, get into marketing, taxation, secretarial work, politics, finance, hotel management, auctioneering, journalism, banking, insurance, corporate law, advertising, and that's just a few that I've mentioned. No matter what subject you study when you go into further education, or no matter what job you enter when you finish school, a lot of times you will need some business education, some managing finance education. So it is a subject that will help you on your career path, no matter what area you go into. So I asked a few of my current students what they think about studying business, and here's what they said. I would recommend business as a subject, as you learn about how companies and the government work, and you learn a lot of skills that are useful in the outside world. The next one says, it teaches us how companies plan and finance their business. It gives you skills to handle the financial status in your own life too. The third one, I would definitely recommend business as a Leaving Cert subject. Although there's a lot of theory, it is a subject that will benefit you in the real world. And finally, although business is one of the more difficult Leaving Cert subjects, it is easily the most interesting and useful subject. There is something for everyone. I would highly recommend it if you were willing to put in the work. I think those 4 statements there say it all. It's a great subject. If you like theory, you're willing to work hard, you can do well. If you have any more questions, you can send me an email. My email address there is on the screen. And thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll see a few of you next year.